Hello friends, welcome to our channel Physics for You, and today we are going to learn about an interesting practical, not only going to learn theoretically but we will perform this practical whose name is characteristics of solar cell. As you can see on this journal paper, right? So the characteristics of solar cell. So basically what we have to see here, the different characteristics of solar cell. So solar cell, we know this solar cell is nothing but the what we can say a semiconductor material or a plate or that particular thing which can convert the light energy into the electrical energy. We know that. So generally we are using these solar cells at our home also for the water heater, and nowadays most of the homes are already inbuilt, or most of the hospitals or most of the offices, government offices are also have several number of plates on the roof of that particular building. And yes, that what we can say that whole building is getting power or electricity from that particular solar cells only. So that is what the basic solar cell. So we here we don't have that much bigger cell or that much bigger plate, but yes, here we have a solar cell, small chip of solar cell, right. So on this particular small scale we will perform the experiment. We will see when the light is falling on that particular cell, whether it is giving us some voltage and some current. So since the size of the plate is very small here, therefore we have attached here a current meter or ammeter whose range is in micro ampere, right. You can see it is micro ampere, whose range is from 0 to 50 micro ampere. So such a small current because of the dimensions, smaller dimensions of that particular solar cell. And here we have a multimeter. So we know multimeter on which we can measure resistance, voltage, moreover DC voltage, AC voltage, then DC current and AC current also. So if you see, I have kept this probe of this multimeter or knob of this multimeter on DCV, that means DC voltage, whatever may be the voltage we can get on this. And moreover I have kept in the range 20 volts. So around 20 volt we will get the voltage, that's why we will kept there. And now this multimeter this micro ammeter, you can see, which is initially at the 0, but if you see carefully it is not exactly 0, since some light is falling on this solar cell right now also, because I am not performing this experiment in a dark room. If you have to perform this experiment very keenly and accurately, you should perform this experiment in the dark room. That means no other light should be fall on this particular solar cell. Now if I just completely what we can say make this light which is falling on the solar cell 0, intensity 0, then you can see the ammeter shows or micro ammeter shows 0 reading. But if I remove my hand, now you can see there is a slight deflection, and that is because my tube light is on and that light is falling and from the or on the particular solar cell. Okay, now it is assumed that or we will assume that we are performing this experiment in the solar dark room, and let us consider whatever may be the voltage, and that's why only we are getting some voltage also. And yes, you can have the doubt why it is showing negative. So simply it is because of these reverse connections. If I make it very properly, then now you can see. So we are getting some current as well as we are getting some voltage also, and that is because of the external light which is falling on the solar cell. Okay, now if I just completely make it exactly dark, now you can see the 0 voltage, right. So that's what I am telling from last 2 minutes. So if the solar cell is completely or it is not exposed by the light, then we should get 0 current as well as 0 voltage. Can you see this reading? 0 voltage, right. Now see, as soon as I remove my hand, you will have some voltage, 0.93 something, and some current also. So for ideal purpose we will ignore this, because let us consider we are doing this experiment in a dark room. But if I really perform this experiment in the dark room, then you cannot see the all parameters, all the apparatus, and whatever I am showing here the journal also. That's why. Okay, right. So let us first of all see the diagram on the journal. So here we have this solar cell here, moreover I will make this as this is the solar cell, okay, from this to this, which is shown by some diodes, right, or LED light structure. So it is a solar cell, and this is what the lamp. Here we can see, here it is solar cell and here it is lamp. A small bulb we have used because of the intensity of this small bulb only we are getting small readings. If you have to use external bulb, external lamp, table lamp also you can use, okay. And yes, that lamp is connected with some resistance and all. This is what the what we can say the potentiometer, by which we can change the resistance of the lamp and ultimately the intensity of the lamp we can change, okay. And then we have here DMM, again that is also what we can say the digital multimeter. We have arranged here a multimeter. Now see, these are the two probes of the multimeter. I have removed it, then it will show the 0 voltage, right. So we have to attach here as per the circuit diagram, right. And in parallel of this digital multimeter we have a load resistance, and yes, it is here load resistance, and whose resistance we can, now you can see on which we have arrow. So everybody know what that arrow stands for. Arrow represents that resistance we can vary. So that is what we can say the variable resistor. So this is what the potentiometer, or we can say the variable knob. So this is the knob by which we can vary the resistance, and accordingly what we can have, yes, we can have the different current, because if the resistance changes, current and voltage will also changes. So this is what, and yes, here we have attached the microammeter. So this is a microammeter, okay. So the positive end of microammeter is connected to this point, and the negative end, yes, obviously that positive end and the positive of the multimeter, yes, that is connected. So this is what the circuit diagram, and whatever you can see this also. So this is actually the internal structure of the solar cell, okay, theoretical aspect, how solar cell is getting converted, or solar cell is converting light energy into the electrical energy. So in the solar cell basically we have a surface and which is covered with an glass, then we have a silver film, okay, then actually we have the barrier which is the selenium barrier, and then nickel plate, and then the iron base. So this is actually the internal structure of solar cell, okay. So actually here we are not interesting to learn the internal structure of solar cell. We have to just check the characteristics of solar cell. Solar cell, whatever may be the detail and how it is converting, that is the what we can say the another aspect, another concept we can study in some other video. But here let us consider this is the solar cell. We have put it here, we have arranged here, and yes, whatever we want to measure the current as well as the voltage. So for current measuring purpose we have arranged here a microammeter, and for the voltage measuring purpose we have arranged here a digital multimeter, okay, which can be used in several different aspects. So here we have arranged it in a voltage range, moreover in 20 volt, okay. So if you want to just see what is the actually target of this practical, so here you have to study the characteristics, means current and voltage reading you have to check with the different intensities, how to change the intensity from this, because yes, here from this knob we can change the resistance which is provided to the this particular bulb, and accordingly we can have the different intensity of light. So with respect to the different intensity of light, we have to check how much is the current in this current meter and how much is the voltage in the volt meter, okay. And then finally we will get some readings of current and some readings or corresponding voltage. So you have to draw finally the plot or the graph between current and voltage. So current on x-axis and voltage on y-axis, and whatever may be that plot, that is what we can say the characteristics of solar cell, okay. So that is what the final I will show this also, second part whatever I said. This is what simple observation table. Here simply serial number, what is voltage and what is corresponding current, and that is what we have to draw, whether you can draw on voltage on x-axis and current on y-axis, or reverse also, because the characteristics or the nature of the graph is not going to be changed when whether it is taken on x-axis or on y-axis. But generally the which parameter you are changing, that parameter we are taking on x-axis, right, what we call it is independent parameter, and whatever may be the dependent parameter we are taking it on y-axis. So we will draw in accordance with the same particular manner, and then finally we will find the fill factor So what lastly I will tell you what is that fill factor. So first of all, let us try to take some readings, right, so that you will understand. Now I will take a fresh page to write down the reading. So what I want to write is simply the observation table, right. So the observation table simply contains 3 columns, not much complicated. So the 3 columns, first one is simple serial number, second what is current, okay. So the current we are measuring in micro ampere, and lastly what is voltage, corresponding voltage, and voltage we are measuring in volts. So this is what the simple observation table. Okay, so we will take just simply 2 readings, not much more, because the video size will be bigger. Simply we will take the 2 readings, so or 2 or 3 readings, so that you will understand how to take the reading. And in actual practical you can take the 10 readings. If you are taking more reading, so the more will be the accuracy, right. You can also check the characteristics from one reading also, but why we are taking generally more readings in practical? For accuracy purpose. So here we will take 3 readings and then try to draw the plot between current and voltage. Okay, right. So what I am saying, initially we will use this small bulb only, and let us see how much will be the change in current and voltage, right. So shall we start, guys? Okay, I will start that button. Now you can see here this bulb has started. Now from this I can change the intensity of this, right. So initially let us take, I will see how much is the maximum intensity. Yes, this is the maximum intensity of that bulb. That means this particular resistance we can change by this knob, and yes, accordingly the current and voltage will change and the intensity of that bulb will change. So this is the maximum intensity. Let us say we will put that maximum intensity, and let us consider for the betterment or for the accuracy, I will put something on this. That means so that the external light should not fall on this, only the light due to this bulb will be falling on the solar cell. So I will keep this on it. Okay, not accurately, but we will try to make as much as only the light which is coming from that bulb will fall on the solar cell. Okay, right. Now you can see here we have some reading in the microammeter as well as in the voltmeter also. So 2.52 it is the voltage, and I hope you can see the reading on this microammeter also. So this microammeter we have the range, that means in 1 centimeter we can have 0 to 10. That means we have the value of one line, smallest line is 1 only. That means the least count of this microammeter is 1 microampere. That means the value of one line, smallest line, is 1 microampere. And likewise this needle is on first second line. That means the reading corresponding to this voltage is 2 microampere. Okay, so again we can decide in which order we have to change the current, and that is what from this knob. Now let us consider, we will first of all go to the maximum current or minimum. I will go in the order of 4 microampere. So I will keep, now see I am changing this knob, means I am changing that variable resistance, and accordingly we can have the changes in current as well as in voltage. So what I am saying, first of all we will keep on 4 microampere. So yes, this is what 4 microampere. So shall we write the first reading? So current is 4 microampere and corresponding voltage is 2.49 volt. Okay, now what I am, for what purpose I have kept on the 4? It is not necessary on 4, it is my what we can say instinct. I should keep on the 4. You can keep, we can move or you can change in any order. So next I will keep on double 8 microampere and next 12 microampere, right. So in this order you can go forward, 4, 8, 12 or in any order. So for corresponding to 4 microampere we got 2.49 volt voltage. Now let us keep it on 8 microampere. Now see I am changing the current, and how much you have to do, 8 microampere. Now you can see the 10 number, yes, and before that 2 line, that means yes 8. Due to some what we can say external light falling on it, and due to this some loose connection also, maybe we have more deflection. So no worries, I will make it okay. So since this knob is sensitive and I am changing in a very small manner, but okay, 1 second. Okay, now see, you can, okay, that's what I want to show you. So if you go to the maximum current, the voltage will be minimum, and minimum current voltage will be the maximum. So that is from that only we can draw the graph, and from that only we can check the nature, but we have to take the readings 2 or 4 reading. Okay, right now. Okay, so this is what 8 for 8 microampere. So you can see the voltage has been decreased, so it is 2.35 or 2 point, what we can say, 42. Okay, it has been decreased. Now for next 12 microampere we will change 12 microampere, 2 lines after the 10. Okay, yeah, slide. Okay, it is not exactly 12, it has gone little bit, okay. So there may be some loose connection, no problem. Okay, so it is what 12 or little bit, I will write whatever may be the voltage. So it is current is after 12 15 and then okay 14 microampere, right. So for 14 microampere it is 2.21 volt. So likewise if you have taken some readings, so you can see as the current is increases, the corresponding voltage goes on decreasing. So finally what we have to do, we have to draw the plot between current and voltage. Since I am changing current, that's why I will take the current which is in microampere on x axis, and voltage which is in volts we will take it on y axis. Now see here, let us consider here it is 4, it is 8, then it is 12, and here somewhere it is 14. Okay, so for, and let us consider here it is so that means for 4 how much we got, it is 2.49, that means let us consider 2.5. so here let us consider somewhere it is 2.5 and below that one line, so it is 2.49. then 2 point corresponding to 8 we have 2.42. so here it is 2 point, let us consider 2.4, and here it is somewhere 2.42. so corresponding to 8 I will get the point here. And lastly corresponding to 14 it is 2.21, let us consider here somewhere it is 2.2, and before that one line, that means 2.21 corresponding to 14 likewise. So see, you can see you have, or you will get the curve like this. Yes, and this is what we can say the characteristics of solar cell. This curve is known as characteristics, or from this we can get the characteristics of solar cell, right. And if you have to find the fill factor, so for fill factor you have to draw the maximum area rectangle within the curve or under the curve. And yes, this current we call it as operating current, this current whatever may be we got this called as maximum current. Similarly this voltage which is making this rectangle, this called operating voltage, sorry V op, and this is what the maximum voltage V max. And from that you can get the fill factor. We have the formula for fill factor, simply we can substitute that value in the fill factor, whatever may be the V operating into I operating divided by V max divided by I max. Okay, and from that we can get the fill factor of that solar cell. Okay, so friends, here if you are doing this experiment with different filters also, we can do with different filters. Now here we do not used any filter, but if you have to use the filter, then you have to switch off this light. That means we have to make this intensity very low, because now see, we have different filters here. Okay, so we have different filters. I will keep the filters here: red, green, right, red, green, blue, yellow and orange, right. So you can change, or you can see the characteristics of solar cell. We can study the characteristics of solar cell with different filters also. That means only yellow color light should fall on the solar cell. But now if I have kept this solar here, this filter, then the intensity of light again becomes very small. Already this bulb is very small intensity, having very small intensity, and if I use some filter between the solar cell and the particular bulb, then you can see the current as well as the voltage will fall down suddenly, because the intensity is very small, and due to this filter again the intensity is going to be decreased. And therefore what we will do generally, we don't use this bulb for this such filter purpose. So we make it exactly 0 its intensity, and we can use this external lamp. We can use this external lamp. Now I hope you can see this lamp. So we can use this external lamp, and if we switch on the lamp, you can see there is a sudden rise in the current, but we have to use this filter, and for that we will keep this filter again in a holder, and then we can use this like this. Okay, slightly I will make this lamp first of all, so that you can see the filter arrangement. Now see, with this particular cardboard holder, I will keep the filter, and yes, on the solar cell. Now the filter is getting mounted on the solar cell, and yes, now you can substitute our this table lamp. Yes, and now okay, now you can see only the red color light, because we have attached the red filter. So only red color light is falling on the solar cell, and now you can check the characteristics of this solar cell, same solar cell, whatever reading we got, which is for yellow color light, because we know no filter, that means it is simply the yellow color light, it is already a small bulb. But now the red color filter, the solar cell is exposed with the red frequency only. And with respect to that, does we have some changes in the current and voltage? So yes, with respect to frequency, that means with respect to different filter, we will get the different characteristics, and that is how also you can study the filters or characteristics of solar cell with different frequency also. Not necessarily you should use the single bulb which is given in the kit, but you can use external source, external bulb, and according to that, or in accordance with that, you can use any one of the filter, and you will find that with respect to different filter, the solar cell have different characteristics. Okay, so yes friends, I hope you got the points whatever I want to convey with you, and that is what my genuine efforts. So since this is what the practical aspect, so I understand if and only if you are going to perform, or you will perform this experiment in the lab, then only you will understand 100%. But I hope you got little bit, maybe 50%, 70%, and that is also sufficient. But there is no option right now due to this pandemic situation. We have to at least understand what actually we have to perform in this particular practical. Until and unless you will handle these all apparatus by yourself, then you cannot get the things till that. I know, I understand, but I tried my best, because there is no another method to do these type of practicals in this online mode. So I tried this, and if you feel this is value addition to your knowledge, then like this video, subscribe to our channel for more such videos, and yes, press the bell icon, so that as soon as I will post my next video, now for onwards we will take some practical videos, so that you will get the notification. So thank you, and keep learning, keep watching, and take care. Thank you.